What's up, sneaker fans? Thanks for tuning in to a More Than Hype review, and today we're going to be taking a look at a pair of New Balance 550s. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. More Than Hype is all about bringing you detailed reviews of new releases as well as sneakers from the past. All my videos follow this sort of order, so with that said, let's get into this one, starting with the packaging. And these 550s don't come in any special packaging, just your standard gray New Balance box. So let's just move on to the size tag. Style code for these is BB550LA1. Official colors are Sea Salt and Varsity Gold. This did release in sort of a Sea Salt pack with two other colorways. So you had a black and Sea Salt colorway, then a burgundy colorway, and then of course this Varsity Gold colorway. Of the three, this is definitely the colorway that I like the most. But I actually am working on a video for that black colorway, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's talk about sizing. Now, in my first 550 video of the Shadow colorway, I recommended that you go true to size in these. 8.5 is my true size in New Balances, meaning that's the size I get in most other New Balances. But after some careful deliberation and just getting some feedback on that video, I gave it a second thought. And I'm going to have to retract that statement. Far as sizing goes on these, you're best getting a half size down. So I did get an 8.5 in these, but an 8 would have served me much better if I'm looking for that exact fit. With this 8.5, I do feel a little bit of heel slippage, a lot of room in the toes. So unless you're one of those people that tie their shoes really tight, this is going to be a problem, and you're going to want to go a 0.5 size down. Far as the size conversion for women's, it's always 1.5 sizes up in New Balances, so this 8.5 in men's would be a 10 in women's. Now, let's take a look at the shoes. Some New Balance branding on the paper, and then here they are. Alright, now let's take a closer look at these Varsity Gold 550s. And initial impressions is I really like the colorway here. That gold color really pops here, and it looks really nice with that sort of light gray or sea salt toe cap here. And the majority of the upper is in this smooth white leather. And as far as the quality goes here, I'll have to say it's much nicer than the black and gray colorway that I have. Some perforated leather on the sides here, as well as this sort of trim underneath in that same Varsity Gold color, and I think that looks really nice in this line here, really pops on the side. New Balance logo, of course, in that sort of foam material. A few more gold accents here around the heel, as well as this 550 printed right around the eyelets. The smooth white material here is also much better quality than anything I got on the black and gray or shadow colorway of the 550s. As you can see, much softer, and we do get a little bit of wrinkling in that leather. A few small holes of perforation, but I can't imagine these give you any sort of meaningful amount of ventilation. On the medial side, some more of that perforated leather around the quarter panel. Another New Balance logo, some more smooth leather. And then on the heel, you have New Balance printed in that Varsity Gold color. These come with flat white laces, and they don't come with an extra set of laces. Moving on to the tongue, we get our New Balance 550 patch, NB logo, and this very retro basketball illustration. Varsity Gold piping around the tongue, and you do get a decent amount of padding in this tongue as well. On the inside, white fabric lining, and then you do get a Varsity Gold colored Ortholite insole with some New Balance branding on that as well. So as you can see, a little bit of a mixture between Ortholite and some New Balance arch support. Basically what they did was they just layered this foam piece in the back with an Ortholite insole. So if you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm not really a big fan of this open cell foam. It feels really good in the beginning, but as soon as these bottom out, which they will, you're basically just left with the cushioning inside of the shoe itself. And that's a pretty good segue into the midsole and outsole of this shoe. So taking a look at this midsole, it is a full rubber construction, double cup sole, stitching in white, and you get a lot of rubber here. Being an 80s and retro basketball shoe, Weight saving was an afterthought. In fact, the rubber here goes all the way up onto the upper and almost makes an external heel counter. So this yellow piece here that goes around the shoe is actually also all rubber and definitely adds to the weight of the shoe. Looking on the medial side, we have this exposed EVA wedge in the middle here. And if you're familiar with this sort of EVA, it definitely does not give you the type of cushioning that modern technology gives you, especially considering it's sort of contained inside of this double cup sole, so it doesn't have that much room to compress anyway. The comfort on this pair of 550s is comparable to other 80s style retro basketball shoes, so not better or worse. Again, it's unfair to compare it with modern tech. With all that said, comfort on these is decent. Now, moving on to the outsole, and you get some really rugged traction here. You can kind of see from the side how deep these grooves are and how thick the underlying outsole really is. So you get a whole lot of rubber and you can feel it in hand. These definitely feel weighed down by this outsole, but in return you're getting a lot of durability. So if you were to ever want to play basketball outside, this isn't a pair that I would be worried about wearing out the soles here. New Balance logo on the heel here, your pivot point of course, and all in that varsity gold color, which I think looks really cool. Overall, really like the colorway here and the materials this was made in. We have this sort of suede material in this pack, which I think looks really nice, and I'm looking forward to what other materials New Balance will use on future 550 releases. And with that said, let me throw these on and give you an on-feet look. And that brings us to the end of this review. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sneaker related content, and I'll catch you on the next video.